Today I've got another budget lens review for you, the 7Artisans Autofocus 50mm f1.8 Lite, an autofocus APS-C prime aimed at beginners and everyday creators. But is it any good? 7Artisans have sent me this lens to review, but as always, I haven't been paid for this video and they have no input in the review. I have been testing this lens for the last couple of weeks ahead of its release on February the 10th. It's also worth mentioning that 7Artisans are also releasing 25 and 35mm versions of this lens at the same time, but today we're just going to be focusing on the 50mm version. The lens is available on Sony E, Fuji X and Nikon Z mounts. I'm recording this entire video that you are watching now with the 50mm lens, which is why I have a slightly different shooting position for my video today, just so I can put that lens a little bit further back, as that 50mm focal length is quite narrow. All the images and videos that you see throughout this video have also been taken with this lens. Let's have a look at what comes in the box. The lens comes packaged in a good quality box with the focal distance in gold on the side, so you can't make a mistake of which one you're buying. The lens comes with the usual kind of stuff, the warranty card, instructions, but also includes a USB-C cable for firmware updates, which is a nice extra. The lens has a solid metal construction, which does feel like quite good, solid build quality. The front and rear lens caps are plastic, and under the front lens cap you can see the lens information, which is 0.55 meters minimum focus distance and a 58mm filter thread. Under the rear lens cap is the electronic connections for autofocus, as well as the USB-C port for firmware updates. There is also a thin rubber gasket around the edge of the lens at the back for a small amount of weather sealing, which is a nice bonus. You don't always get that on lenses at this kind of price. The lens also comes with a plastic petal-shaped lens hood, and looking at the lens body, it has just one ring for focusing. This is a metal continuous movement focus ring, which is smooth but doesn't move too easily. There is no ring for aperture on this lens. All the aperture controls will have to be done in camera. Okay, so that's what comes in the box, but what about the price? Well, this lens comes in at $125, which is a reasonable price for an autofocus lens at this aperture, at this focal length. But is that money going to get you a good quality lens? Well, let's look at the image quality next. The image quality from this lens is crisp and pretty sharp in the center of the frame. You do lose a little bit of sharpness at the edges, but I would say that is completely normal. And you even see lenses costing a lot more than this also losing a bit of sharpness at the edges. The 50mm focal length on APS-C does mean a roughly 80mm equivalent if you were on full frame, which, as I mentioned before, does make it quite a tight focal length for inside shooting such as this, which is why I've had to move position, and might also be a little tight for things like landscape photography. But this focal length is fantastic for shooting like portrait photography. This focal length works very well for professional looking portraits, giving good subject separation and smooth background blur. I find the background blur and bokeh on this camera quite pleasant. It's not too distracting from your subject. Good news is that the chromatic aberration is fairly minimal from the test shots that I've taken, with very little colour fringing, even around the edges of details where you would normally expect to see it. Sharpness is strongest at the centre of images and does fall off towards the edges, even when stopped down. But for portraits, this isn't really an issue. The centre sharpness is more than good enough quality for high quality results. If you're enjoying this lens review, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and drop a like. It really helps support the channel knowing what type of videos you like. So, autofocus performance. It's always great when such a budget lens has autofocus, but sometimes that can mean it being quite slow or loud. So the good news with this one is that autofocus is pretty quick and not too loud. The lens finds focus fairly quickly and doesn't suffer from too much focus breathing. The autofocus motor is also pretty quiet. It's not entirely silent, but most of the time you really can't hear it. It would probably only be an issue if you were using the camera's onboard microphones for recording. Now, as I mentioned before, the minimum focus distance is 0.55 meters, which is around 1.6 feet, which means that you can't get extremely close to your subject, but it's perfectly fine for what it's best at, things like portraits and everyday shooting. As I mentioned before, the bokeh and depth of field on this lens is very appealing. That widest aperture of f1.8 means that it's well suited for creating background blur. The subject separation is strong, making portraits stand out nicely from their background. The bokeh itself does have a slightly swirly, dreamy look, but it really isn't that distracting. In fact, it's probably one of the better lenses I've used recently for nice background blur that really is just in the background. The depth of field is shallow enough to make subjects pop, especially wide open shooting at f1.8. Also, that widest aperture of f1.8 helps a lot in low light situations. You can shoot in dimmer environments, indoors and at night time without having to push up your ISO too high, which helps keep image quality clean and your noise under control. For video, it's worth noting that this lens doesn't have image stabilization built in, which is pretty reasonable at this price point. So for video, you will be relying on your camera's in-body stabilization or a gimbal to keep things smooth, or like this video here, you're just on a tripod with a static shot. Video performance overall is good, but I do find the footage can look a little softer compared to stills, especially when shooting wide open. The lens itself is compact and lightweight, which I assume is why this lens range has the name of Lite, making it easy to carry on the APS-C bodies that it's designed for. It uses a 58mm filter thread, which is convenient to use for filters. As I mentioned before, the price of the 7Artisans 50mm f1.8 is $125, which, to be honest, does feel pretty reasonable for an autofocus APS-C prime lens at that nifty 50 focal length. So if you are looking for a capable, low-budget portrait lens, this is definitely one to consider. So overall, the 7Artisans 50mm autofocus f1.8 Lite is a solid budget option. It offers good autofocus, sharp center performance, and pleasing background blur without being too distracting, all in a lightweight package. Not necessarily designed just for beginners, but if you want a budget way into good quality portrait photography, then this lens is certainly one to look at. Also, with those 25 and 35mm versions launching at the same time, this range is well worth keeping an eye on, though I can't recommend those yet as I have not had the chance to test them. Let me know what you think of this lens in the comments, or whether you have a different 50mm lens that you shoot with. Overall, the 7Artisans 50mm f1.8 autofocus Lite is an interesting lens which you could definitely add to your collection if you are after a cheap portrait lens.